doing? And Trey has graciously invited his time to bring our audience up to date regarding his campaign to run for Oakland City Council District 1. I've seen a lot of debates. Some of those debates are posted here, at least the ones I could find.
Yeah.
So how is the campaign going?
Yeah, it's going well. I mean, our focus right now is getting public campaign financing. And since we're limiting our contributions to $35 per person, we need a lot of contributions to qualify. And so we need about 135 contributions from Oakland residents by this Friday to get around $10,000. So that's what we're focused on right now.
Wednesday. Today's
Wednesday. We don't have much time. No, it's gonna be we're asking for help. So, but I think it's important because there's been, people don't trust government anymore, and we need to do what we can as leaders to create a government that people trust, that people feel willing to give their money to, that people, want to give their time to. So I that's why I'm doing this, and it's okay. It's okay if we don't hit the mark, but it'd be nice.
Oh, so in other words, you're still ongoing with the campaign beyond Friday. This is not.
Yeah. No.
Okay, good. I thought, well, you don't have to quit. So
no. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting, man. I'm not quitting until we house all of our houseless residents. Then I'll think about taking a break. But I'm not. No, we're not going anywhere. But it's like a matching thing. Like if you give a donation now, then the city will match you, basically.
What website do they go to do that?
Go to votetry.com/donate.
Try.com. Is it? Let's see here. What I'm doing, focus. I'm writing it. Does it look like that?
Yeah, and then /donate. But from there, they can click the donate button.
Okay. Oh, well, we can try it. Like we say, votetry.com/donate.
Yep.
And so that it looks like this, right?
Perfect, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
What are you learning in all of your debates and discussions and
oh man. Yeah, great questions. What am I learning? I'm learning it's hard to get an endorsement. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning that, there was one where I'm not going to reveal names, but there was one debate where it was written pretty well on the news on Oakland side. And one of our advisors, who you probably know him, he was like, "Try, you're doing a good job here." And I was like, "Thank you." And but they didn't decide to endorse me.
I only know Oakland News now. I don't know any other publication. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought that up, Zenny.
If it's something we're not doing, let us know and we'll do it. So what was the something? What was it? What was well, I said if there's something we're not doing, let us know and we'll do it. What was the something? We have in terms of content.
Yeah. Oh, what was the something? Did I say something? They just wrote up a little article, like
about the article, about the debate.
About the debate. They wrote like a text.
Oh, we do different. What we do is, and I want people to understand this, okay? That's, I don't care. I call that a white supremacy approach. And I'm just being bluntly honest with you, all right?
Okay.
Because I don't like the format, and I don't mean to take your time explaining this, but it is a sort of like a service explanation, okay?
Go ahead.
I like the format where people pretend like they have an objective position and they write what they say is objective. The simple fact that a person chooses to write about something in and of itself is a subjective decision.
Yes.
Period. Okay. Then what they cherry pick in that, okay, is also a continuation of the same thing. And there's too much of that today, particularly in the Bay Area where everyone wants to do a gotcha or they want to prove they're smarter than somebody else. All right.
Yep.
What I ask is for people to look at Oakland News Now to look for videos on how you perform, make their own decisions. Don't read what I say.
Yep.
Unless I'm telling you my opinion.
Right.
That's the difference between me and any other public, what I create, not me, but what I do and the bloggers we have here, all of which are paid, by the way, and anybody else. So with that, there you go. So.
Yeah. I'm not taking away from what you're doing, Zenny.
You're here. Are you kidding me? You're part of the content. That's the idea. The idea is you're part of the content.
I feel so used, Zenny. I feel so used.
Hey, no, sorry about that. I just want people to know that, but I also want to get back to you. Again, my question is, what do you learn?
I think, it's so many questions. You think you've answered all the questions. I think we've had over it's got to be 13 or 15 different debates. All of them usually have, most of them have questionnaires. So it's on everything, and it helps me refine my thought process on these things. I don't know all of the concerns of the district, and I think that's really good. What am I learning about the process? Dude, you cannot do this for yourself. You cannot do this for yourself. You would just die. There are days I wake up and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I go, well, I'm doing this. It's not for me. It's for Oakland. And that's pretty much the only way you can source that kind of power, because if you did it for yourself, man, it's not worth it, and it's really I started to run. I decided to run because I was like, man, who's going to do something about homelessness? I guess I'm going to do something about homelessness, and that's pretty much why I'm still here. And so I've learned that being of service to others is it sounds like kind of wishy-washy, but it's the source of a lot of strength. So that's one thing. Exercise, critical. During this, oh man, and it's Mother Nature, man. It's we got COVID, we got the ash falling from the sky. You can't go outside. You can't touch people. It's just, and then I'm an athletic person. I played varsity soccer, so I'm my body is getting out of control, And so today we had good air. Went for a 6-mile run, and that was super nice.
Our vlogger Richard Hike noted that on Oakland News Now about the good air. So yeah.
No, man, it makes a huge difference. I mean, if I'm feeling good, the whole city must be feeling good. So, so that's what I learned. Also, what else have I learned during this time? Leadership. Learned about leadership a lot. Learned about perseverance, with people who don't agree with what I'm doing. They don't, and I get it. There's skepticism, and
What is the skepticism? Where does it come from? What do they say to you that leads to such a discussion?
I think the most, it's man, I got this heartwarming letter. I'll read it real quick. We sent out a flyer. Mr. Ngo, thank you for the flyer. I read it. I like your history and your dreams, but I must confess that your dream of solving homelessness and creating affordable housing are out of human reach, absent a huge revolution, right? But then it's really heartwarming. Then I'll skip over stuff. Jim and I feel obligated to help you with whatever you can humanly be achieved. Jim, my partner, died in 2017. Born of immigrant parents, I understand some of the struggles that your parents experienced to come here. Further, what you accomplished here is worthy. I would recommend that you unite with Hispanic and Black constituents, yada, yada, yada. And I do see that possibility of being a bridge to communities. It's not about me feeling comfortable with people, it's people feeling comfortable with me. That's key, because I'm in my listening of them, I get to help them create the Oakland they want to see, right? So it's not about me being comfortable. Who cares about me, But if they don't tell me what they are concerned about because they don't trust me, then that's a problem. Then then we can't build a bigger government. And it's like you're running a company. If a section of the company doesn't talk to another section of the company, you're running a crappy company, So that's how I see all those things. I'm happy to be part of this. I'm happy to do what I can to heal racial division, to take care of our houseless residents, to create a democracy where people can trust it, I'm happy to do it. And it's, I want to win. That's not the most important thing, though. It really isn't. Yeah.
Is there a formula now that you've gotten down to running in the middle of a pandemic? Because in a normal situation, you would have house signs.
Yep.
So how are you doing this during the pandemic?
You want me to give away all my secrets, Zenny?
Hey, however you choose to answer it, this is your platform. I didn't know there were secrets, but just
I know. I'm just teasing you. No, it's not a formula. Every day is different. Every day is different, and it might be because I'm relatively new to this, and so I treat every day a little differently. I have a big team, a great campaign manager, but I want to answer your question. We're doing a lot of online stuff, and a lot of it is focused towards getting donations, because that's, to run a campaign, you got to get that. But the cool thing is that the limit we set, $35, it also means we're reaching out to people as well. So that's it's connected, So there is no formula. There's no formula. It changes. Just outreach is very important. Yeah.
And I guess that's what I mean. In a normal campaign, you'd knock door to door.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We do that too. Yeah.
Okay. Even during the pandemic.
Yeah. And people are pretty,
Wow.
Yeah. We're doing it. And that's
they don't come out brandishing a gun or anything.
I think that's the thing. Not yet. So what was that?
I said, thank God.
Thank God. Yeah. No, man. Have you canvassed before?
Oh yeah, I canvassed for our current mayor when she was running for District 4 City Council.
Yeah, and how was that?
Well, you can see it on Zenny 62 on YouTube. It was, but I want to get back to you. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Look at this. 19 out of 20 people, are super nice, and that one is oh, I don't have time. I think the media. I sound like, dude. I sound like Bernie Sanders right now. But I sound like the people running for office. It's and I never thought I would be one of those people, but definitely, I understand. The media picks, not their fault. They pick things that catch your attention, right?
Which media?
Huh?
Which media?
Just all media. It seems like all media, all mass media, because they have to appeal to people. It's not their fault, but it's you want to catch, this morning there was a fire downtown in Oakland. It's
Chinatown?
In Chinatown, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's a really sad story, but it's it catches people's attention. It's a part of human nature. I'm not blaming the media, but
it's on Oakland News now too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, see, I'm not saying it's anything wrong, but it's what is news, right? And when you're knocking on doors, that's not news, And so you're actually seeing reality. You're wow, everyone's really nice,
What kind of questions do they ask you when you talk to them? And I assume you're wearing a mask and they're wearing a mask, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think what comes up a lot is the police. What are you going to do about the police? And
really?
There are people, in North Oakland. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're at farmers markets and stuff, and people often, that's their thing. They want to hear a clear answer about it. Are you willing to defund it by 50%? Something like that. Right. And
question.
Yeah.
So if you had to do a back of the head count percentage.
Yeah.
What percentage of the people you talk to want the police defunded in some way?
I would say probably in some way. Okay. In some way, it's got to be the majority. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In some way, they
100%?
want. I would 9 out of 10. The one exception is the word defund. is a little bit complicated, and so there's a worry. Like there's already residents that are concerned, residents and businesses that are concerned about their safety, and so when they hear defund, they're like, "Oh man, are you going to get rid of the police?" Right? And so, but because of the ambiguity of the word, they're worried about that. By the way, I do not support eliminating the police. I do not. I think in the long term, that'd be great. I would love a world where we don't have to have armed, officers and, protecting people's lives and stuff like that. But that's in the long term. I definitely support that. But in the short term, I don't support that. I think we need armed officers in certain situations. But yeah, so because of the ambiguity of the word, you get 1 out of 10 people who are like, oh, I don't like this, right? But 9 out of 10 people, all types of people, white and black and Asian, they're like, I don't like this. We need to do something, and it's connected to homelessness too. It's like it's all connected, Zenny. Like white people in North Oakland do not want to see houseless residents, being treated poorly. They don't. Nobody wants that. And it's sad. It's just basic compassion, and a lot of people have that. And it's like, let's run our government properly so that we address this, right?
Hey, what do you think about the city's efforts to provide more places during the pandemic, now that we have clean air? Yeah. There were these clean air rooms and stations that just opened up just at the time that the air is clearing up, right?
Right.
So now that that's the case, what do we do? Just sort of leave them in place, or what do you think?
I probably should leave them for a couple weeks until this blows over, right? It's going to cost us some money, but I think it's the least we can do for our houseless residents. I fully support keeping it. Yeah.
And what have you found that you've learned about your opponents that you didn't know before, now that you see them more than once? Right. So I think you got to definitely, and Dan.
Yeah. They're not, I'm a competitive guy. They're nice people. And, despite what we say during the debates, I'm just going to say this right now. Like yesterday, there was a endorsement meeting that I didn't get an invite to. And Dan sent me a text, and it's like, maybe you should jump on this. So, so
he's a nice guy.
That's a nice gesture.
Yeah, Dan is a good man. I like Dan.
Mm-hmm. So, and Steph too, and they've been nice. And so, what else have I learned? I don't get to talk to them that much. I hope they get why I'm running my campaign the way I'm running my campaign. I probably, to them, they might think, why the heck is this guy limiting his campaign contributions? But I hope that gets out into the world, because that's the government I want to see.
What about the plight of the homeless? You talked about homeless, and what are you learning? I learned a great deal from what my vlogger Derek Sue is actually running for mayor,
right?
Puts out, and for those who might be curious, I invited him to be a vlogger, but in terms of where the endorsement's going to come from me, I don't know. I will say he will be in my ranked choice.
Awesome.
And because, and I'll say this more, but I don't want to take away from your time. Okay. I believe in Derek's plight regarding the homeless, and I think that he should have a shot at clearing the problem. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah,
he just needs a chance.
I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him. Yeah. What have I learned? what have I learned? Obviously I'm learning a lot. I'm trying to figure out what I can impart here. First, there is widespread support to address homelessness. Widespread majority, beyond super majority support. And sometimes North Oakland gets a bad rap. It's like, oh, they don't care. That's not true. That's not true. People really care a lot. I spoke with a business owner who will be unnamed, but and it's interesting when you speak to leaders. Business owners are definitely leaders, and when you speak to leaders, sometimes it can be a little bit like intimidating, right? Because it's like, well, this person, guy, gal wants to do something. You got to listen carefully, figure out where you stand. But it's like, it's great. Like, leaders are what drives.
I'm curious, is this person a name, somebody that we would know if you said it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
But is there a person known?
Oh, you probably wouldn't know. No, it's
like
not
publicly known.
No, not publicly. No, it's not publicly known. It's not publicly known. But I'm not gonna, because I don't feel right about it. Because we're just talking, right? Me and you. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So he was like, houseless residents come into my restaurant and use the sink as a shower. And I'm like, yeah, it's and then I'm like a little concerned, because there is like, sometimes I meet people who are just exhausted by it, and compassion is like out the door, and it's, for me, that's a little bit confronting, because this is my purpose right now, is to solve this problem. So I was a little bit,
How intense? Because I've been gone since November of last year. And even though I have yourself and vloggers that are my eyes and ears, just how intense has the homeless problem become? What I mean by that is, like you say, someone's using the bathroom and
right. I don't think it's changed from. Well, how long have you been away?
Since November 19th, 2019, last year.
Oh, last year. I mean, some encampments have been cleared, but there are still many encampments, and I'm not saying we should clear them. I'm just saying that they still exist. I can only imagine that it's increased. I don't have I'm a scientist. I don't want to tell you stuff I don't know, but
sure. What about
observation? Increased?
Well, by observation, has the pandemic caused more, anecdotally, more homeless encampments or people?
I don't think so, but I'm a little bit worried about their health. A lot worried. Like, what are they doing during these times where the air quality is like purple? Like, it's in the dial. There's like purple is like, it's just like, don't be outside. They're not. Yeah. So
actually, Derek Sue talked about that very thing on a vlog.
Yeah. It's messed up, man. So I think it's, and then also going forward, I say a lot, with the eviction moratorium, there's going to come there's going to be a period where there's going to come a time when landlords can't pay their mortgage if this continues, and it's going to be an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think should be done about it?
Got to go to the banks, and say, hey, the whole world is together in this, and you got to make some sacrifices. The people who can make sacrifices need to make sacrifices. And that's kind of how it is. If people are outdoors, people are on the street and we have buildings available, that's not acceptable. So that's pretty simple. We have, and then again, it goes back to vacant property. Like, why? Why? And that's something that needs to be addressed. And I would favor, something I would favor is like heavy penalties on vacant property, like increasing penalty so that you do something about it, not just a slap on the hand, and actually enforce it. Anyways, so that's some ideas.
Yeah. Why does it always have to be where landlords and banks are considered bad as opposed to business owners that need assistance? If their tenants need and get assistance, why can't they get assistance in an economy where its collective, figurative legs have been caught out from under it?
Agree. Completely agree. Maybe a controversial position I'm taking, but
actually, what I've heard is quite normal. But I mean, unless you're about to say something, I didn't mean to.
I support. I support tenants and I support landlords. I support small businesses. I think that you can't. Demonizing people doesn't really push you towards the solution for a collective problem. Right. I don't know. It sounds like common sense, right? And it's, okay, so back to the small business owner. His next sentence was, there's a empty plot of land, like right across the street. Why don't we set up an encampment there? And so it's not, we like again, is the media. I mean, it's not their fault. It's just the way how we are trained as human beings to kind of like pay attention to things. It's easy when it's polarizing, but it's like, here's a person who is a business person, who really cares a lot. And all this person wants is the city to do its job. That's it. And we should support this business owner in what they're doing, providing, income for the community, providing happiness.
Send them to me, and I'll interview them.
I'll talk to them about it. Yeah, it's politics, right? I don't want to assume things. Yeah, but
needs to get out there. It sounds like a message that needs to get out there.
Yeah, the more you demonize people, the less resources you have. That's just pretty straightforward. I mean, I understand the frustration of like, for instance, Moms for Housing. I support those people squatting in those houses. You know why? Because the policies don't reflect the needs of the community. That's why. And why? Why is that? Because the government doesn't represent the people. That's why. And so, yeah, why even follow policies that don't represent the people? That doesn't make any sense. See what I mean? So I support taking drastic action, but to just outright call every small business owner or landlord a bad person, that doesn't sound right to me. There's bad cookies in every batch, right?
Well said. On the side of the mood of the city, since you're in touch with so many people, what is the mood of Oakland?
Definitely, people feel cabin fever. We missed out on our summer. I missed out on my summer. Yeah. And
I tried, but
yeah. And so people, and also I want to say that we're a very caring community, and so we are following social distancing and all those things. And it's frustrating, to some of us, to see the rest of the country maybe not doing as much, but anyway, so, okay, I'm kind of demonizing people there. So let's shift it back to the mood. And then the addition of the air quality issue, right? So, and then there was a day where it was just like, oh my God, I don't know if you saw those pictures, but it was just
video on Oakland. You gotta read Oakland News Now more often. You might even see yourself in areas you didn't know you're going to see yourself.
You're spying on me?
No. But when I type Oakland in YouTube, and there's a video of you in a debate, all I have to do is like the video, and it automatically becomes a blog post on Oakland News Now.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Yeah, within seconds. Yeah. So Oakland News Now is, and the reason is that I feel like news has shifted in a way that traditional media isn't picking up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And thanks for bringing Oakland news to, the forefront, because we need to shift people's attentions towards local things, local government. Focusing on the federal government really disempowers you, I think.
Hey, when is the next, as we close out, when is the next debate for you?
6 o'clock tonight.
Whoa!
It's like all the time, man.
Whoa! Who's that? Who
is it? Oh God, you're putting me on the spot.
Is that the African American Chamber?
It is. Yeah.
Whoa! I'm supposed to be in that.
Yeah.
I double booked.
Yeah, that's the one.
What do
you mean?
I mean, I have to. Melissa Rubin is one of our legacy vloggers, and I'm interviewing her at 9 o'clock my time, which will be 6 o'clock your time, about the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, right on.
And so, because of course it's the season, right? And she's a Ravens fan and expert, and so I have a pre-scheduling with her, and so I've got to do that. And so, interesting. I think what I'll have to do is I don't know how I'm going to square that circle unless I have somebody else take my Zoom. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I figured it out. All right, cool. Hey, everybody, welcome if you're just watching. This is he's actually running. He's running for Oakland City Council District 1. Tell him how to, right here.
Yeah.
It's all here. Go here. You tell them the rest.
Votry.com/donate. If we get 135 donations from Oakland residents by Friday, we'll qualify for public campaign financing. I'm accepting only $35 per person to create a democracy that represents everyone. So we can definitely do this. Just help me help you transform Oakland government.